The Utah Jazz lose by 2 to the Chicago Bulls. It's a good night for the Jazz. Believe me. Let's talk about it. It's the Hoops Nerd Show. All right, guys, before we get into it, like the video, subscribe to the channel. By the way, guys, this is absolutely the perfect outcome for the Jazz. Play well, young guys play, veterans rest, lose closely at the end. You could not have scripted a better game. Now, before we also get into it, guys, I gotta say, it's gonna be a long season to end. You know, every single time the Jazz win a game for the rest of the season, it's not going to be a good thing. It hasn't been a good thing to start the season, but it is especially bad. And it seems like the Jazz understand this. The Jazz are going to be playing tomorrow in Dallas, and those are vital losses for Utah. With them being just one game ahead of Dallas, who it looks like Cooper Flagg turned his ankle, likely will not play. Utah 100% has to rest everybody. They have to lose those games. You cannot worry about what the league says. Those games are going to be kind of atrocities, but that's okay. The thing is good things will come of those things. Like we saw tonight, Utah Jazz, at no point during this game did anyone ask themselves, man, when Brice Sensabaugh was scoring 43 points because he got more opportunity tonight, I sure wish those minutes were going to Svi Mikhailuk. Did anyone ask themselves that tonight? No, I don't think so. When Cody Williams was showing up and playing well, did anyone say, you know, we better stop that so we can get Svi Mikhailuk more minutes? Or Yusuf Nurkic or Kevin Love? No one. No one is saying those things. So, perfect night for the Jazz. What they needed to have happened, was really great. The Chicago Bulls, I'm not going to spend too much time on them. One thing I will say, Modest Bucelis had... Okay. Just want to point this out. How many people were crying about not having Modest Bucelis last year, and Cody Williams was on the Jazz, and everyone was losing their minds last year, like, oh my gosh, I can't believe we didn't draft back Modest Bucelis. Well, guess what? The Jazz, with one of the worst defenses in the NBA, Modest Bucelis got plenty of opportunity tonight. 7 points, 2 assists, 2 rebounds. It was fine. 42% from the field, fine. 1 for 4 from 3, fine. Cody Williams, same thing, 6 points, but he had 7 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 blocked shots. More impactful. And all honest, I will just say, the Jazz made the right pick at that spot. Cody Williams is turning into a rotation player, and we can just start with that. The defense is looking very good. Like, he had these 2 block shots, and those were in, like, isolation. One was like a weak side block. In fact, let's just watch them. But Cody Williams is turning into a really nice defender. And once that shot falls, like, look at this. He goes out, blocks this rebound right here. Watch. Boom. That's on Patrick Williams, who has better size than him. And then this right here. It's a 3-point shot. Blocked it. In fact, I think he got another one, and they're not even counting it. So he's playing really good defensively. No steals in this one, but what's exciting about these games, and where you can find a lot of joy and fun and happiness, is seeing these players develop. I do not personally like watching veterans just make veteran plays and do veteran things when your team is clearly not looking to win games now. It makes no sense. And those are the things that I have the hardest time with. I have a really hard time when teams do things that don't match what the team goals should be. That's why being like a Bulls fan has got to be the worst, because they're just a 500 basketball team, and they make decisions that keep them at 500 basketball. The Bulls, let's see, where are the Bulls? They're 19-21. That's just where they always are. And they will win some more games than they probably should at the end of the year, because they'll play some some really bad teams, kind of like what Utah did tonight, and they'll get these wins. Good for them. 4 for 6 of their last 10. But yeah, I'm really happy with what Utah did tonight. Was not happy with what Utah did last game. And unless Utah rests their players, it's going to be frustrating. Utah has to keep this lead on Charlotte, who they are tied with, and they have a potential to pass Brooklyn, and I think for sure they will pass New Orleans eventually. New Orleans, 2 of 8 in their last 10, is going to start winning more games. They're just looking better. But Utah has to do what they got to do. Utah needs to be at the 5 spot and no lower to keep this pick. They've got to get there. That's like a 97% shot, 98% even, if they get there. If they get to 4, then they 100% don't lose it. But it's like, I can't remember. It's like very, very low likelihood Utah loses their pick if they get to 5. They need to keep it because there are good players from 1 to 8. A lot of good players. Obviously, we want to get 1 through 4. I really want Caleb Wilson, Darren Peterson, or AJ DeBonsa in a Jazz jersey. If Cam Boozer comes to the Jazz, I guess I'll have to be happy. But I want one of those 3 guys. I think they're my top 3. I think Cam Boozer for me is 4. Just my thought for me on Cam Boozer, he kind of makes me think he's like a better version of John Collins. Maybe not as athletic, but a better shooter. Kind of who he reminds me of a little bit. And, if he's shooting 40-something% from 3, that makes him really good. Good rebounder, good passer. He may be the modern day Tim Duncan, and but he kind of looks like John Collins to me. So I guess, I don't know. I could be completely wrong, but that's just my take. Ace Bailey got 31 minutes tonight, and it was nice to see. He's playing mostly off the ball. And I think one thing at this point, what you got to be excited about the most with Ace Bailey is the defense. He is playing solid defense. And in this one, he was a team leading plus 12. And I know that plus minus is usually not the one you're going to really, you don't put too much account into plus minus, but I do think there's situations where it can explain a few things. One of those is that he was a plus 12 in the Jazz loss, and I think that just shows that he played well defensively. Doesn't always mean that. Like, I think some players will have a bad plus minus and it won't be their fault. There's other things going on, but I do think Ace Bailey is turning into a nice defender. It passes the eye test. You watch him make multiple good defensive plays night after night. On top of that, he's playing off the ball and doing well. The 3 wasn't falling tonight. That may be because of, recovering from the hip thing. But man, did the hip look good on his alley-oops. He made the first alley-oop of the game was just an absolute rim rocker, and it was the first play of the game. Right here, watch. This is just to open the game. Watch. Isaiah Collier drives, and bam. That is just special stuff from Ace Bailey. And he even missed one. I mean, he's just getting better and better. And we'll see him get better as time goes on. He's still just a rookie, hasn't even played most of the season. I am excited to see him get a little more selfish. He had one play where he missed a fadeaway jump shot, and I just want to see more of that. I want to see more of Ace Bailey kind of maneuvering a little bit within the offense more. He's become so unselfish, which is great, and he's been shooting the ball well this season. 0 for 3 tonight, but from 3 he looks good. But I gotta say that Ace Bailey is just looking great to me, and I think he's just going to get better and better and better, and I want to see him get more opportunities. Like, against this Dallas Mavericks team, I would like to see him get the ball a lot tomorrow. I want to see him get the ball a lot. We need to rest Keonte George. We need to rest Lauri Markkanen. We need to be playing like point, what's his name? Point Sheebs. He can be our point guard. We got to lose those games. I don't care about anything. But I would like to see Ace Bailey get more opportunities to just have the offense go through him more. Have the ball in his hands, do more, play more, It'll be great. Filipowski, I wrote about this in the SLC Dunk recap. You can go there, guys. By the way, I got a late start to this game with my new church calling. I was doing church stuff tonight. We have activities with the young men in our ward, and we were playing chair soccer. And I tell you what, I was checking this score, and when it was tied with like 26 seconds left, I was sweating it. So it was nice to see the Jazz pull ahead, and then I was able to go watch the full thing. Nice to see. But anyways, one of the things I wrote about in the SLC Dunk recap is Kyle Filipowski's defense is pretty bad. He goes for 19 points in this one, and if you didn't watch it, you'd be like, wow, look at that. 60% from the field, 7 rebounds, 4 assists, and he did play well offensively. I guess he did have 3 steals, but I have to say, his rim protection numbers are horrific. He, like Nikola Vucevic, did whatever he wanted. 35 points, 14 for 22, 63%. He just did whatever he wanted. And for Filipowski to become a winning player, he's got to figure out how to be at least passable, you know, like somehow. And I don't know if that's getting in guys' jerseys, because he's obviously not got the verticality to be a rim protector, but can he do other things? He's got to figure out some way. Sorry, guys, it's late. Some way to do that. So he's got to be able to figure that out. Isaiah Collier in this one. Solid night for Utah's. He's got to be one of the more interesting players on the Jazz because of just what he does. 0 3-point shots for Collier, but he still manages to shoot 50% from the field. 4 assists, 8 points. You know, we'll see. I think I really like Utah's rotation of Collier, Keonte George, and Walter Clayton for the future, especially if the Jazz are able to draft AJ DeBonsa if they get lucky and win the lottery. If not, we'll see what happens with the draft. But I like that rotation, and I think Walter Clayton and Isaiah Collier can be really, really nice options off the bench and in different situations do nice things. They may have to pick one of those guys down the road anyway. We'll see. But for now, it's fun to just watch them play together. And they're just different players in a lot of ways. Walter Clayton is much more 3-point focused. It's interesting how much up and down Walter Clayton can be. Tonight, 1 for 6 and 1 for 5 from 3. And then some nights he literally can't miss, like against the Spurs. That win sucked. So I don't know. Keonte George is turning into an absolute star because tonight was kind of a ho-hum night. 47% from the field. The 3 wasn't falling. I don't know if it's legs because they're on the road a lot. But he took 10 free throws, was like 3 and 1s to end the game. He goes 25 points, 7 assists, 3 rebounds, and a steal. Like, what makes these guys superstars is when they just find consistency. And that's what Keonte George is doing. He was great tonight. And even though the 3-point shot literally wasn't falling, he found other ways to help this team do well. 25 points, 7 assists, and then he just really does take over at the end of games. And he's absolutely terrifying if you want this Jazz team to lose. Like, for me, he's terrifying with how good he is at the end of games. The Jazz haven't had a player like this since Stockton or Darren Williams, who was this good at the end of games. Just so solid. And he figures it out. He is just, the way Donovan Mitchell couldn't quite end these games, couldn't quite make the right play. Keonte George does. And he draws, and part of it is just his ability to draw fouls. He is fearless getting to the basket, and players are afraid to guard him because they know how crafty he is, and he's so long, and he just knows how to use his body. It's crazy. His body control is incredible. The shot making combined with the quickness, the handle, the speed, it's just phenomenal. He's just an absolute star for this Jazz team, and the Jazz have been doing a good job with their PR tour right now. If you haven't listened to his interview with Zach Lowe, it's phenomenal. It's fantastic. Go listen to the latest Zach Lowe podcast where he interviews Keonte George. It's so worth your time. And he's a guy that Utah is lucky to have. was happy to come here, and I think he's going to be on the Jazz for a long time, which makes me excited. He's going to make he's earning himself a contract, I tell you that much. I would, if you're choosing between Keonte George and Walker Kessler, who are you picking now? That question might have been interesting last year, but now, whew, if you had to choose, I think it's pretty clear what you're doing. And what's nice is he's playing defense too. Like, he plays good defense, plays hard. I like his rebounding too. I mean, I just 3 rebounds tonight, but he is a solid rebounder. He'll have nights where he's like 8, 9 rebounds, and you don't think much about it. He's just an absolute baller. I don't know how else to describe him. There's just guys that just have it, and Keonte George does. And, there were times last year where I got a little worried with, I knew that he could improve the decision making, and that was one thing that I really trusted. But, the jump shot, there was just a little bit, he's got a little bit of one of those pullback shots, and I was just a little worried that he could find some consistency, and he has. Just each night after night, it's just getting more and more consistent. He's just figured things out. It's just, we're lucky to have him on the Jazz, and I just have no doubt that next year he's going to put up big numbers. It'll be interesting to see whoever the Jazz draft and how it fits in with what Keonte George is doing, but man, is he good. Man, is he good. I am just dreaming of a Keonte George, AJ DeBonsa, two-headed snake, and then you add in Lauri Markkanen, Ace Bailey, and then you just re-sign Walker Kessler, basically. Holy cow, is that going to be a good team. If we get AJ DeBonsa, guys, forget it. And then when you look at what happened tonight, the story of the night was Brice Sensabaugh, 43 points off the bench. Cody Williams is figuring things out. He is putting up solid numbers. Look at that, 50% from the field. 2 blocked shots, 2 assists, 7 rebounds. 7 rebounds. Playing incredibly unselfish ball. We have not even begun to see the development of Taylor Hendricks. There's just so much. And then Utah has cap space too. They can get another guy. So this Utah Jazz team next year is going to be phenomenal. They've just got to go all in on the tank. Come on, Ryan. Come on, Austin. Do the right thing. It's time to do the right thing. Take the L's. The L's are W's this year. Every single one. Because in these L's, we're seeing development, and then those L's are going to lead to a possible AJ DeBonsa on the Utah Jazz, which would be phenomenal. And guess what? Everyone else is tanking. The Wizards, the Mavericks, all of them. The Brooklyn Nets, all of them are. And so it's time for Utah to do the same thing. Rest everybody tomorrow. Everybody. It's going to be Isaiah Collier and Ace Bailey. And can we go re-sign Luka Samanic? Can we trade away the rest of these vets? It's got to be done. Like I mentioned, Brice Sensabaugh tonight, I have been waiting for him to have a good night. It has been a while. He has really struggled. And it's been kind of the story of the night every night when we go through these players. You've got to get a better night going. And finally, we get a good night from Brice Sensabaugh, who shows what he can do. I still believe in Brice Sensabaugh. Ryan's got a pretty good golf score. There's that golf app that I didn't know existed. Shout out to Andy for showing it to me. He has a pretty good golf score, but he needs to go play golf and let Danny Ainge let the team know what they're doing, and that is rest players. You are completely right, Steve Areno. But anyways, it was just nice to see Brice Sensabaugh have a good night because he's really struggled. And I think Brice Sensabaugh can come off the bench and just absolutely light it up. He just hasn't done it this year. He was really hot for like the first 5 to 10 games, somewhere in there, and then just went ice cold. And it's nice to see him finally do well. He may do this again tomorrow. They're flying over to Dallas right now. And let's hope that, that they just all have a bad night's sleep and play bad tomorrow. I don't know. We need to catch that L tomorrow, and we need some help. In fact, how does the landscape look tomorrow? Let's go to NBA.com and look at the game schedule. So we got Thursday tomorrow. Utah plays Dallas, 6:30. Geez, noon game tomorrow in Berlin. Grizzlies and Magic. I guess go Grizzlies. Let's see. Do we got a taking game? Oh, Hornets and Lakers. The Lakers are absolutely falling apart. Go Hornets. That would be so nice to see a nice Hornets win. Go Hornets. Do what you got to do. Anyways, nice night from Brice Sensabaugh. Happy to see him do well. Hopefully this is what we see a lot of next year. Not this year. Stop. One night's good. No more than that, Brice. No more than that. Walter Clayton, we already mentioned him a little bit. Tough night. He did have 5 assists, though, and 2 steals. So it's nice to see that he's able to contribute in other ways, not just scoring. But yeah, it's interesting that he can be so hot and cold sometimes. It's also not a ton of opportunity, but I guess it is 20 minutes. Utah was just kind of force-feeding Sensabaugh tonight, 22 shots. The next was Filipowski with 15. Oh, no, George with 17 and 15 for Filipowski. But, it just seems like he's a rookie, but it's been a little bit hot and cold here and there. Kyle Anderson, Utah honestly needs to find a trade for him because he actually he impacts winning too well. Either shut him down and keep him on the team next year or trade him. But look at that, +6. He just is a great defender, smart player, just does all the little things really well. 5 rebounds, 3 assists, 3 for 4 from the field, 7 point. He's just a winning player. That's all there is to it. If you want to win games, find a way to get Kyle Anderson on the floor. And I think there's got to be teams out there curious and interested because he's been getting a lot of rest with Utah. He took that shot in the back, and I think he was okay, but just does a lot of nice things to help you win. The other player that's struggling is Taylor Hendricks. He took 1 shot tonight, and granted, he made it. But, 1 field goal attempt and 2 rebounds for Taylor. I just want to see more, right? I think the big thing I want with Taylor, and he's getting a short leash, and maybe he's being a little tentative because of it. And I would love to see the Jazz just kind of shut some guys down. Like, honestly, we just All-Star break voting is done now. It's time to shut down Lauri Markkanen. Like, honestly, just shut him down. Not going to see him the rest of the year. The Jazz did it with John Collins last year. They really just need to do it with Lauri Markkanen. And the reason is because I would like to just give Taylor Hendricks a chance to prove himself for the rest of the season. He did not get a year of development last year with the broken leg. I think he's been kind of recovering from the broken leg this year. But we do need to see more. Like 3 points, 2 rebounds in 19 minutes. And he's playing off the ball, and that's fine. And it's a game where, you got Keonte George and Brice Sensabaugh just taking shots, which is fine. But the guy that we really, really kind of ragged on for a long time was Cody Williams, because we wanted to see him play more confident and insert himself and impact winning with impact play. And he started to do it and figure it out. And you could really, honestly, the beginning of the year, it was that first dunk of the season that changed everything, right? He kind of realized, oh, I can do that. Oh, this is something I can do. And he kind of figured out the angles and when you got a lane and things like that. And there's just simple things in basketball that you just got to learn. Like when you have that daylight between you and the basket, you got to hit that basket so fast and so hard. And Cody's kind of figured that out. If you've got a shoulder on him and you've got an angle and you got a lane, you got to take it and you got to go hard. It's just basketball 101. But for Hendricks, he hasn't really figured that out yet. We see that he's working on things, and he does have a bit of a handle. He just has not really figured out how to impact things outside of catch and shoot threes, which he's been very good at. That's the thing, is like he can hit a catch and shoot three and knock it down. I mean, he's getting to the point where he's really automatic from the corner. Look at this. This season, 37.9% from three. Like, that's very solid. In fact, it was higher before. I think he just hasn't been taking a lot. But yeah, he's just got to start figuring out ways to impact more. And one of the things that's going to help him with that is if the Jazz just let him figure it out. You know, if you just pull him whenever he makes a mistake, then that's too bad. Like, he had a play where he lost the ball out of bounds and, you know, this one turnover. And it was him kind of driving to the basket, trying to do something, which is good. He just needs more opportunities to do this. See, like, just trying to impact and just loses the ball. I just want to see him get more chances, you know? Like, how can I impact winning? How can I work on some things? I would love to see the Jazz give him the ball near the basket to work on just like some of his inside game, you know? Let him find some ways to build something, right? He doesn't have anything to build on right now outside of catch and shoot threes. And don't get me wrong, that's great. He is a good three-point shooter. Like, his baseline right now is a big, long athlete, although the athleticism has not quite been the same as it was last year pre-injury, which is, you know, sucks. But the baseline right now is basically a catch and shoot three-point shooter who can occasionally drive to the basket if he's got a wide open lane. Like, and I'm talking wide open. And then defense. But the defense hasn't been quite as impactful as I would have liked. In fact, might need to get myself a subscription to Cleaning the Glass, or maybe Dunks and Threes. In fact, I should go to Dunks and Threes. Is that free? Dunks. Let me just pull this up. These are two really nice advanced analytics sites, which, yeah, also subscribe. Bleh. Let me just see if they show anything for the Jazz. I'm going to pull this over here so you guys can see. But a lot of this may be paywalled. So, by the way, that's why some people need to, like, they get mad at me with the trade rumors, but that stuff I give you, there's no paywall with that. I get some of that stuff through SB Nation, through the paywalls, which I appreciate. Why am I not seeing, is he not on here? Oh, there he is, Taylor Hendricks. 4 subscribers. How much does a subscribe cost? $49 per year? Huh. Game win probabilities. Oh, so if you're into the gambling, let's see, box score predictions. Huh, interesting. This might help with the prize picks, to be honest, guys. Not to, here, look at me giving you some free pub here, Dunks and Threes. I'm just kind of curious. Sorry. I like Dunks and I've heard Dunks and Threes is great. And then the other one is Cleaning the Glass. I used to have a subscription to them. The guy who does Cleaning the Glass used to work for NBA teams. Let's see if they give us something here. Yes, I would like to check out the stats. Let's go to teams. The Utah Jazz. Has he updated the Jazz? Yes, he did. Good job. Oh, look at this. So Taylor Hendricks. See, look at this. This is where it's got to be better. And this is why I like Cleaning the Glass and Dunks and Threes. I'm going to have to look at. But Taylor Hendricks, usage percentage 14. So let's see. That makes him, as I recall, let's see here. Usage percentage, usage number. Anyways, the blue is bad. He just does not get a lot of opportunities. This right here tells me that he needs to insert himself. Usage rate. How much of the team's offense did the player use by shooting, turning the ball over, or assisting? It's okay to turn the ball over because at least you're doing something. But if you're just not even doing anything, you've got to figure out how to get the ball in your hands more. You've got to do that. What is, I guess, promising here is total points scored per 100 shot attempts. And this should not be surprising, but this is right up there with the best on the team. Look at that. Walker Kessler had pretty crazy 3 games before he had to leave for injury. But look at this, 88th percentile. Oh, that's right. So cleaning the glass, they do this by percentile. This is your percentile in the league. So like when you take your kid to the doctor and you've been feeding them too many Snickers and they say, your son is in the 99th percentile in weight. That means you are 99% of the time feeding your kid too much. But anyways, so this is like 88th percentile in the league, which means it's good. He has a great shot diet. His shot diet, very good. It's dunks and threes. That's why dunks and threes is called this. This is, oh, nice little effect there. Good job. Am I being converted to dunks and threes? I think I am. But anyways, 88th percentile in the league. 123, let's see, total points scored per 100 shot attempts. He's scoring 123 points per 100 shot attempts. That's great. You look here, Lauri Markkanen, 124. That's what makes Lauri Markkanen really good because he's getting to the line, right? Because when you get to the line, it's adding points per shot attempt, right? Keonte George, this is a great sign for Utah and what you really want to see. Look at that, Svi Mikhailuk. Why a team might want to. This is why whenever he doesn't play, it makes me happy. I'm sick and tired of us winning games because of playing Svi Mikhailuk. Stop it. If you want Svi Mikhailuk next year, throw a contract at him next year. You have the money, but trade him this year, please. Okay, thanks. 93rd percentile for Lauri Markkanen. 84 percentile for Keonte George. That's phenomenal. With how many possessions he is using the ball, that's great. But this is a great sign for Taylor Hendricks. When he gets the ball and uses a possession, it's great. It's just not happening at all. It's 14th percentile in the league. Just 11%. So what he's got to do is figure it out. He's also not assisting the ball. And he does turn the ball over when he tries to. So assist rate compared to usage rate. How often did a player get an assist given to how much they had the ball? So Taylor Hendricks just has to figure out how to do more than just shoot, is basically what it is. Because he's not impacting offensively. And when he gets it, if he shoots it, it's great. It's awesome. If he's not shooting it, not very many good things are happening, at least when the play ends. Now, he may be playing within the flow, but at this point, what Taylor Hendricks has become is just, if they throw the ball to him and he shoots it, good things happen. It's just, he's got to figure it out more. And the way you keep this shot percentage up is by getting to the rim or shooting those threes. He's just not getting the ball. So we'll see. This is where this to me is actually a good sign because you can actually work on this, right? If this was like 33, like look at Kevin Love. He's not getting the line. It's like if it doesn't go in, then it's just Filipowski. This is a bad sign. This is actually, I didn't even look at this. Oh. Yo. Ace Bailey right now, he's got to figure out, he's got to get to the line more. But for Kyle Filipowski, who gets a lot of opportunity, look at this. He's 65th percentile in usage percentage. Ace Bailey, I guess he's 61. This is worth diving into. But just Filipowski should be better by now with how much opportunity he gets, how much he has the ball go through him. You would think it would be better. Ace Bailey, 1 point better. It would be nice to see that get better. Filipowski does assist the ball pretty well. Ace Bailey's got some improvement here to do. This is interesting. Isaiah Collier, look at that, 88th percentile in assist percentage. Kyle Anderson, 93rd percentile in assist percentage. Look at Yusuf Nurkic. I'm just like looking at stats tonight. Sorry, guys. But Yusuf Nurkic, 96th percentile in assist percentage. And this is per their position. See, look, they're a big. Ace Bailey is a wing. Filipowski is a big. So, it's interesting. 94. Wow. That's impressive. Look at this. Assist per usage percentage, 73rd. 91 percentile for Keonte George in assist percentage as a combo guard. Man. Look at these for Walker Kessler. Great stuff. Bad turnover guy, though. Keonte George could improve from the turnover perspective. Interesting. So anyways, guys, that's something fun to go look at if you want to go nerd out and just go look at cleaning the glass and dunks and threes. It's fun stuff. We went longer tonight than I had hoped. That's okay. But anyways, guys, impressive night for the Jazz. They've got to do it again tomorrow. I did want to say, and I had it on multiple mediums, guys, if you have a comment about, and this is just me being completely honest, and I don't want to target anyone, but when you comment on the channel, just so you remember, this is me. It's my channel. When you say, oh, the Hoops Nerd channel, it's me. It's just me. Like, if you're wanting me to change the channel, well, then you're telling me to change myself. And I just got to be honest. I'm not changing me. This is who I am. We're going to be honest. Some nights it's going to come across negative. But that's because I feel negative about what happens. If you are new to this channel within the last 3-4 years, you've probably only known me during tanking times. During the winning times, guess what? We have negative nights as well. But those are on the nights that we lose. When we were like going to the playoffs and down 3-1, like I was distraught when we lost those games, and I was pretty negative. You know? Those were hard. Those are the hard ones. Like, next year's going to be fun, but guess what? It's me. I don't sugarcoat, and I'm not doing this just to make money. I do this because I enjoy it. This isn't just some money venture. If it was, there's other things I could make a lot more money than this. I'll tell you about. This doesn't give me a lot of money. It's enough that it's worth doing, but like, I don't know. Like, if I won the lottery, I'm still doing this because I enjoy doing it. And that's the thing. It's me. So just remember that. If you're telling me like the channel, you're this or that, change this or that, well, that means you're changing me. And this is just what it is. It's my channel. It's my podcast. It's my show. It's me. It's who I am. So take it or leave it. If you don't like me, that's fine. But I ain't changing. I just am not changing. That's that. Just so you know, okay? And, I'm kind of one of the old heads on the internet at this point. I'm 42. I've been doing this for a long time. I've been blogging for a long time. I've been YouTubing, not as long as I've been blogging, but a long time. And, I'm not quite the same. I need to I am going to try to do more social media because I think I could take clips from this show and just put them on social. And I just haven't quite figured out the flow of that yet. And I just don't have a ton of time, but I'm, I don't know. Just so you know, it's me. It's my channel. When you talk about the channel, it's me. So not changing me. This is it. You're going to get honesty sometimes. And sometimes I'm not in the greatest mood. Sometimes I'm sick. I'm sick right now. I'm doing this tonight and I don't feel the best, but I love doing it. And it kind of, I don't know, gives me a lot of purpose in just, it's like painters paint, writers write. I blog and talk about the Jazz on YouTube, right? That's what I do. Not everyone does that, but that's what I do. Okay. I don't know. So it is what it is. And look, I'd love for whatever reason for this channel to just explode, and probably never will. I'm happy with how much we've grown, and we get new subscribers all the time, and that's awesome. but this is kind of, and I gotta freaking do my wall. Doggone it. I gotta do it. But anyways, I appreciate those who are here though, just to be very open and honest with you guys. Like when people tell me like, cause I'll have people write these like long, like, I used to love you and it's just so negative. Well, you know what? I was negative because I was not happy with what occurred. When the Jazz are in the playoffs and they lose, like if they give up a 3-1 lead to the Denver Nuggets in the bubble, guess what? Wasn't a lot of happiness on those that giving up that 3-1 lead. It was rough. If you weren't here for that, just like now, like the goal for me is a championship, and that is one other way that I differ from Jazz fans, at least the casual ones. And I'm talking the very most casual is like I literally have people that I know in real life, people that I know online, or just random strangers online, whatever, who their opinion is that they're just happy if the Jazz can make the playoffs. And if they do that, then that's not me. I want a championship. I don't care about just being respectable. No. And if you disagree with me on that, that's fine. That's your opinion. But I want a championship. It freaking sucks. Like, some of you are not old enough to be there when I was like old and high. Like I watched when I was in high school, watched the Jazz lose to Jordan in the finals, and it was horrible and it was rough. And part of what sucked about that is you knew that it might be it. Like it was the end. And I don't know when we're going to go back. And we haven't gone back since. And I want that. I want that flavor. I want that juice. I don't care about first round exits. That's not what I want. I want a championship. You can want what you want, but I'll tell you what. Like, why wouldn't you want a championship? Why would you settle for less? Seriously. I don't know. But that's what I want. I am not interested in cute first round exits. Those are even more painful to me because you just kind of know it's not going to happen. With Stockton and Malone, you knew it could. And it was exciting. And that's what I want. And I think this current team has a chance. And that's why every single time they win, it hurts. Because the more lottery balls you get, the more chances you have to get a DeBonsa or to get a Peterson or a Boozer or a Wilson. And if you add that to this team, I think they got a shot. I really do. I've been doing this a long time. I've been blogging a long time. A long time. And we got a shot. And this team had to really maneuver just to lose tonight. Like to lose by 2 points. We got a closer in Keonte George. Going to be an all-star probably. Got a borderline all-star in Markkanen. And if you can get an MVP caliber talent in this draft, forget it. You got yourself a team. Ace Bailey is just going to get better. You got a lot of talent. And then who knows? Like, the Cavs are imploding. I know they won tonight, but like they have a chance to like give Utah a good pick next year. Donovan Mitchell's imploding that team again. And, so anyways, just wanted to say that. All right, let's see what would happen. Tankathon, we've already been looking at it tonight. New Orleans won again. Nice to see. They're now at 10 wins. Utah needs them to keep winning. I think they're eventually going to pass the Jazz. Let's see. Let's pull this down. Let's lower the volume there a little bit. All right. If the lottery was today, what would happen? Utah sits at 6. They jump. Nice to see. Nice to see. Utah goes. I don't even care. The Clippers give the number 2 pick to the Thunder. That sucks a lot. But you know what? Utah gets a number 3 pick. And in this draft, you want it because you know, they might be really excited about either Cam Boozer or Caleb Wilson. Pretty exciting stuff. I have my questions about Cam Boozer, but some people have him 1. You know, just the straight up numbers are pretty elite. So I don't know. And then that gets interesting with Lauri Markkanen. Like, how does he fit with Markkanen, Ace Bailey? You know, how does that all work? Let alone Taylor Hendricks. But Taylor Hendricks, I think, is looking. My hope for Taylor Hendricks is he's a rotation player and maybe a starter. We'll see. Never give up. But Clippers jump, Jazz jump, I'll take it. Number 3 pick for the Jazz means that we finally get a lottery pick that's exciting. That would be amazing. Let's see. Let's give a shout out to the All-Stars tonight. Thank you so much, All-Stars, for all that you do. I'm going to refresh here just to make sure we're up to date. That I'm not missing any new All-Stars. Let's see. Bring it up. Hit the filter here. All right. Let's give it a shout out to See Ya, Alexa Later, Ryan Perry, the legend. The name means king, baby. Jace, the ace. Garner, Steve Areno in Cambodia. Stusser, Let Him Cook, Sturdy Pots. Ezekiel Raisibe, the man from down under. Tyson Price, the price is right. Jordan the Goat, Best Roll. Christian House, Money to Haas. Robert, Hall of Fame, Arcs Poetica. Austin R. Grant, editor extraordinaire. Kiefer 3, PG, the OG. And Patrick Akubo, the connoisseur. Those guys were there for Denver and the Hoops Nerd channel. A lot of you guys were. I really appreciate these All-Stars. Like, long-time members. Before we even did channel memberships. You know, and if you would like, I would really appreciate it if you joined and supported the channel. It means a lot. It helps support. But, you know, it's up to you. All right, guys, like the video, subscribe to the channel. I will talk